Hello. I'm going to ask you questions and inform you about a funeral. I passed away at the hospital and the family now needs to plan the funeral. This will show you the tendencies that occur when planning a funeral.
Hi, my name is Jay Lewis, and I'm one of the funeral directors at Sol Levinson Funeral Home in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm scheduled today to meet with Anne Marie Bear about a friend of hers who was terminally ill, and I'll be making the funeral arrangements with her to prepare her for her friend's demise. Hello, my name is Jay Lewis. I'm one of the funeral directors here at Levinson Funeral Home. How can I help you now?
I need to plan the funeral for my friend that died recently. I need to know information about the burial and discuss who will start things off. I have a list of several questions.
Okay, fine. Before I begin my funeral arrangement, I have a copy of my general price list. You can review my prices and services, and anytime you have any questions, please let me know.
Okay.
If I can start off with the name of your friend who is passing away.
Actually, Rachel?
Does Nancy have a middle name or initial?
LR.
Is Nancy married?
She was supposed to get married, but it got canceled.
Does she have any brothers and sisters who survive?
She has one brother and one sister. That's her family. The sister's name is Jeff. The brother's name is Jeff.
And where do they reside now?
In Boston.
And her parents?
Yes, her mom still lives. Her name is Darlene. And her dad's name is Jim.
Do you know what Darlene's maiden name is?
I'm not sure. I'd have to find out that
Okay, if you want,
let you know later.
I'll have a card here, and I'll make notations, so any questions that arise, you can call me at a later time. Are there any nieces and nephews who survive? I can just list in the paper, and this is strictly for the paper, I can list also survived by nieces and nephews and many cousins if you wish.
She has friends and family. That's good.
I'll place also survived by many other members of the Rosenthal family if you wish.
Yes, it's fine. Okay, I see. So I think we need to start off at the right place and discuss the burial and the people coming. was the right place for the Shava to sit with the family? Does it typically,
Okay, number
is it at the
one,
house?
most people, wherever they sit Shiva, that's strictly up to the family. It could be at the person's house who's passing away. It could be at the parents' house. It could be at the brothers or sisters. That's strictly up to the family. I would suggest that you may want to get together with the brothers and sisters and the parents to discuss that, where Shiva will be held. I'll make a notation of this. When your friend does pass away, all you have to do is call my funeral home to tell us that you have prearranged this ahead of time, so we don't have to make you go through all this formality again. Okay. I need information now for the death certificate that I will file for you. I need where she presently, her last legal residence is.
Okay. I'll have to find. I don't really remember. I'll let you know later when I go and make sure.
I'll also
Okay.
need your friend's social security number.
I'll put that down for you later and give to you.
How about her date of birth?
September 22nd, 1960.
And she was born in her birthplace?
She was born in New York.
What about her education level?
She graduated from the University of New York.
And again, this information is strictly for the certificate of death. And her occupation?
She worked as a teacher. Or a professor at the New York University.
Where am I going to be sending all the correspondence, such as the final statement, copies of the death certificate?
To her house.
And the cemetery that she'll be buried? Does the family have lots anywhere?
It's a large cemetery with beautiful landscaping. I'm not sure of the name. But it's outside
Sure,
the
I have
certain
an
place.
idea.
Do you know
There
what I'm
are
talking
3 or
about?
4 different cemeteries within the Pikesville area. Do you know if a family member is buried there now? Maybe I could check that for you to save you a little time and trouble.
Is there another person buried there? In the same place?
Right. In other words, a lot of families who I meet with, it seems like wherever their immediate families are buried is most likely where they'll be buried. So if there's someone I could look up, and I could cross-reference that for you. Would you know her grandparents' names?
No, I do not remember their names, but I can ask.
Okay. Is there a rabbi you would wish for me to contact for you?
Her rabbi's name is Glenn.
In other words, I'll make all your phone calls for you. When she does pass away, call my number, and I'll give you one of my business cards. Day or night, 24 hours a day. Someone is always available at my funeral home. we have a licensed Jewish funeral director on call 24 hours a day. So whenever she would pass away, day or night, you call my office, and my night manager will contact the Jewish funeral director on call. We'll then get right back to you. Do you know where presently she is?
She's in the hospital.
And the hospital's name?
It's in SINI Hospital? Cine Hospital?
What you may want to do is, at a later time, have her parents or her brothers and sisters place on her file that Sol Levinson Brothers will be handling the funeral arrangements. So when she does pass away, what the procedure is, Sinai would call a member of the family. The member of the family would then call Sol Levinson Brothers. The hospital will also contact us, but we still like to have a family member contact us. We'll then make arrangements with the hospital. Once they complete their paperwork, we'll transfer her back to our funeral home.
So you'll pick her up and then bring her to the family's house, or we come to you, to the cemetery. I'm not sure what's the appropriate order here.
What would happen is, if you would call us in the middle of the night, the only basic questions we would ask you is what rabbi you would want us to contact. Since we have that information, that's one less question we have to ask you. That we would make the arrangements to have her transferred back to our funeral home, no matter what time it is, in the middle of the night or not. We feel that it's not proper to have a deceased Jewish person be in the hospital any longer than they have to. We have a watchman or a shomer who will stay with her throughout the night, because according to Jewish tradition, even though when a person passes away, the person should be not left alone. So we have a watchman who stays throughout the night. Okay. Do you know how many copies of the death certificate you'll need? And you'll need these for anything legal where her name appears.